Hello, my friend. Do you feel guilty that your heart holds hurt and resentment toward your family member, maybe your mother, your father, or your sibling, that people you love the most? Do you feel guilty that your heart no longer wants and can't handle, keep rescuing them, extending them the help that you used to give them? Do you feel guilty you can't do that anymore? Do you feel torn that you know deep down inside of you, if you're no longer rescuing them, giving them what they want and need from you, they will cut you out of their life. They will no longer keep in touch with you. Do you suffer from childhood abandonment from your parents? Well, my friend, if you feel that way, I understand. Personally, I've experienced the same issue for so many years of my life. And I was able to help so many of my clients to overcome the feeling of guilt and shame because of the deep resentment and hurt they have held on to in their heart and in their soul toward their family, including their mother and father, the people they love the most in their life. I am Yen. I am a life coach and an author of a #1 Amazon best-selling book. In the past decades, I have been helping many clients, including setting myself free from the struggle of deep shame and guilt and resentment and the feeling of anger and codependency, depression, trouble with food, addictions, a low self-esteem, and self-worth. This is the area of my calling and my purpose that I wanted to share with you, that tips will help you to overcoming the feeling of guilt that you have toward your family members. So let's get started. Tip number 1. Let me help you to understand where your feeling of deep guilt and shame come from. That feeling of guilt comes from likelihood of childhood trauma, abandonment by your family members, of circumstances that is out of your control. For example, financial hardship, a death in the family, divorce, circumstances that forced your parents to abandon you to the point that you feel your survival is being threatened. If you don't keep giving in to their demands, to their unrealistic expectations, even to the point of their abuse. It is very, very natural, a very natural need for a human being to have the need to attach to their mother and to their father and to their family members. That strong need of attachments and acceptance is essential to a child's survival. Because of that need to attach and the need to hold on to it at any cost, even though your mom might be abusive to you, your dad might be neglectful to you, even though they might do things that harms you, in order for you to attach them, that due to that fear of being abandoned and detached, you would do anything they want you and need you to do in order for you to stay attached to them. In order for that feeling to resolve, you need to resolve the feeling of abandonment issue. And I will cover that in a different video. First of all, we could carry that feeling and fear of abandonment as a child if left unresolved into our adulthood. So as adults, we still feel that we are obligated in order to keep a connection with them we got used to As a child, we carry that into our adulthood, that we still think we are responsible for their needs and wants and happiness and their demands, whether that's unrealistic or not, whether that's abusive or not. So as a result, when they call you, when they give you demands, when they still abuse you emotionally, physically, and hold you hostage emotionally, that you feel so guilty if you don't keep giving them the help, the wants and need that they demand from you. That feeling of guilt is so deep that it runs in your soul, coming from that fear of abandonment and attachment from a child, that you can't just simply shake it off. You feel if you don't do that, you're a very bad daughter. You feel if you don't do that, you must be a horrible person. You must be cold-hearted. And if you don't do it, they will cut you out of their life. They never want to speak to you again. They never want to see you again. You'll be abandoned again. Tip number 2. It is not your fault. So forgive and let go. I know that feeling of guilt can run so deep, but you have to tell yourself their circumstances, what happened to them that is very unfortunate, the decisions that they had made in their life that caused them to abandon you, the circumstances, the hardship that's beyond their control, or is the consequences of their own decisions and their own making in life. Those are simply not your fault. But the consequences of their decisions or their actions had caused them to abandon you, which has caused you tremendous amount of hurt and guilt in your heart. As a child, that you felt responsible. Somehow and some way, what happened to them is partly your fault. It is normal for every child at a young age to make everything happen to this world, to their parents, to themselves, to make it all about themselves. That is normal. It is a developmental need to make things about themselves, including the things that's actually outside of their control that I just mentioned. So now as an adult, as a grown-up, free yourself from the fact it is out of your control what happened to them. It's very unfortunate. You can mourn, you can feel very, very sad about what happened. Please don't make it about you, because what happened, it is simply not your fault. It has actually nothing to do with you. Even though your mom, your dad, your siblings may have made it your fault. For example, they might have told you if it wasn't because of you, they would not have been in that situation. Only because of you, they were forced to make certain decisions and take certain actions that caused them to experience the loss they had experienced. So they had to run away from their responsibilities. They had to abandon you. They might have to hold you hostage emotionally to make you feel it is your fault. As a result of that, in order to pay for it, you have to keep giving in to their unrealistic, unreasonable, even abusive demands and needs and wants that they have, because it's partly your fault or all your fault. Regardless what they have told you, it is not your fault with what happened. You're a child. A child holds no responsibility over the decisions their parents make in life. A child holds no responsibilities over their parents' life because you are a minor. They are responsible for you to raise you the best they can. You have no responsibility over the tragic that has happened to them as your parents. Some parents believe their child should parent them. That itself is an unrealistic expectation. That could put tremendous amount of guilt on you. Their belief simply made you feel that as a child you are responsible to parent them. Forgive them and let go. I know it is really, really hard to forgive. Forgive them does not mean justification of what they had done. The harm they had done to you is right and is justified. It doesn't mean that they have excuses to hurt you. It doesn't mean their belief system that you ought to parent them is correct. And it also doesn't mean that they don't really have to suffer from the consequences of hurting you. What it does mean is you can free yourself from the deep guilt and the deep shame and the resentment feeling and the hurt, and all of that is actually not about you and is not your fault. You can actually write off that debt. You can free yourself from being imprisoned in those horrible deeds and decisions and wrong beliefs that your family member held toward you and against you. So forgiving them means freeing yourself so that you can be free from those toxic feelings and emotions you experience. You can free yourself from the obligation, from the guilt that is trapped inside of you. You can detox your body, your mind, your spirit, and your soul. You can be a free person. You no longer have to be a prisoner. And you no longer allowing them to hold you hostage of something that you are actually ultimately not responsible for. That is their responsibility to deal with those consequences and to deal with those decisions that they made in their lives. So that's why I want you to forgive. Now you're ready for tip number 3. It's about rebuilding and restoration of your relationship. I am not saying that you should just all of a sudden trust the people who have hurt you or abandoned you, who don't really deserve your trust, who broke your trust, because they don't. Having a new relationship simply means you sit down with them, you tell them that you have forgiven them. You find a good time to sit down with them where if you can feel safe. If you feel unsafe, don't do it. If what they do triggers you, avoid those triggers. Don't set yourself back to where you were injured and broken and feeling unsafe and being hurt all over again. So experience where you can set boundaries in place and experience and take baby steps and take baby risks in order to sit down with them. Have the opportunity, see if you feel safe to talk to them and allow yourself to be open and share your hurt with them and to seek reconciliation and restoration and be sincere and be humble. Extend them forgiveness and show them the desire that you really want a new relationship. You want to restore what's being broken. You want to seek ways that you can build trust again. You want to take baby steps. You wanted to be patient with them and to see if they also have a good attitude, to see if they wanted to listen to you. If you feel unsafe, don't do it. Explore the different possibilities, because at the end of the day, who doesn't want restoration and reconciliation with our mother, our father, our siblings? People we really, really want to love and want to feel loved, want to have a healthy relationship with, want to pick up those broken pieces and restore them into a new relationship that is healthy, that has beauty. Even to restore some pieces of it is better than tossing the entire relationship into the trash can. And just remember, when you communicate to your family member, whether that's your mom or your dad, after express your hurt, tell them, I want to be in your life. I want to be there for you, but I am not responsible for the part that was actually your part. The consequences, that's your decisions and your making of what happened. So please don't hold me hostage. Don't make me responsible for something that I am not as a child. I am not your parent. Also, at the same time, tell them, please don't punish me for what happened to you. Don't hold me hostage. I want to be there for you in a way that's healthy. I want to be there for you, to love you, to extend my love to you. But I don't want to be a punch bag. I don't want to be punished for the part that is not mine. I can't fix your problem. I can't not fix you. I cannot restore the part that is broken in your life, that is your part, that is not mine. So tell them the truth with love and kindness, so they understand that you really want a relationship with them, but without the punishment, without the hurt, without the part that is simply not yours. Well, I hope my tips will help you overcoming your guilt with your family members. If you find it helpful, I would love to hear from you. Please leave your feedbacks and comments in the video below. If you want me to make more videos like this, please hit like and subscribe to my channel, Heal with Yan. Until next time, take care of yourself and your loved ones.